Good morning. This is the weekend market update for buy sell short for Saturday, June 16th. We're looking first off here at the Dow daily chart, and you can see we hit our target on the nose going into the close on Friday. 50-day moving average. You recall when we went long and called the bottom there a couple of weeks ago, our target was a move up to the 50-day moving average up here in the 12.7, 12.800 level. Hit it nicely thanks to a big rally over the last 2 days, which came despite the fact that most people did not expect it, and that is pretty typical in wall of worry rallies like we are stuck in right now. The big catalyst really was news that the Europeans are set to inject a lot of liquidity into the market should the Greece election not go the way everyone expects. And that's really why everyone was kind of surprised at this 300-point rally we had over the last couple of sessions. The news that rallied us on Thursday, when you actually looked at the headlines, it was kind of a surprise that we had that big 100-plus point pop, because the way the Europeans were circling the wagons suggests that they expect Greece to put the anti-bailout people into power and give them a majority. So market rallied on that news, probably in anticipation of a crap load of easing from all the feds around the world, UK, US, Europeans. So we're hoping for liquidity to slosh into the system, and that's probably why we had this extensive rally. Just a quick note on the chart. You recall when we went long the market a couple of weeks ago, the trend we were looking at on MACD was how we were getting lower lows and then a spike to a positive MACD cross. And you can see yet again how this chart formation proved to be very, very profitable. What really sucked about this week's rally was this sell-off that we had on Monday after the Greece news, or Spanish news, where they got funding. We had that big gap open, and then they dumped the market down, stole a lot of stops, and we had actually a perfect setup in small caps going into that day. And the action we saw on Monday and then again on Wednesday really sent a lot of traders to the sidelines, sort of spooked. And even though the market has rallied quite nicely since then, you've got a lot of traders waiting for the other shoe to fall off. And that's kept a lot of traders out of the market. If we don't see Europe sink into the sea come Sunday's vote, we should be in store for a very nice run into the end of the month. And really, I could see us testing the recent highs up here at 13,300 on the Dow. If we look at the 15-minute chart, just pretty much vertical since the June 4th bottom. Some fits and starts, but you can see here on this rectangle formation, we were able to break to the upside, and that is very positive going into this week. I mean, if we did not have this Greece news looming ahead of the market, I would have been buying things up left and right on Friday. As it stands, because the Greece election is not till Sunday, everything we say could be thrown into doubt in this video. I mean, it's all going to depend on how the market reacts to the Greece news come Monday. Looking at the Russell 2K, we are still right below the breakout level. We want to see the Russell get back up through the 50-day moving average. And again, as I mentioned, I'm looking for the Russell to go to 810 to 830 over the next month. RSI is finally picking up through resistance. Stochastics bounced off the 50 level. And if we check out the IWM, this is the ETF, iShares ETF for the Russell. 78 is the breakout here. 81 plus is the target. A quick mention on the XLF. This is the financials ETF, and this one is also close to a breakout here, 440. And the strength we've seen in the financials over the last couple of days gives us some confidence going into this upcoming week with regards to Greece. I mean, the banks are acting very, very strong, and there's the old adage that as the financial goes, so goes the market, and strength in the financials would be very, very good for this market over the next few weeks. But anyway, let's jump into some chart setup plays. ACLS, has been a very nice winner for us over the last month. Nice stair-stepping action on this chart. It looks like we're ready to run up the next stair here. 141 remains our target, the 200-day moving average. 126 sets us free. RSI is breaking up. We are about to get a positive 80 X cross as well on ACLS. Closed very strongly on Friday. We added to our positions in this stock. And if there's any sort of up move in the market this week, this is definitely a stock that is going to benefit, in my opinion. OPXT, this was a monster winner for us back in March. We bought here at $1.10 to $1.15, and then the stock got bought out by OCLR. We ended up selling it up here at the highs. And as you can see, with the rest of the market, it has sold off because it was a merger with OCLR. Last week, OPXT announced that they turned down a cash buyout offer for $1.40 per share. The chart is setting up nicely here, but this one is tied to OCLR stock price. And as you can see, OCLR is getting ready to break out. 265 breakout. This is a breakout play for this week. You could play OCLR, but I prefer to play OPXT. A, because they've got a $1.40 cash buyout offer from someone else on the table. And B, if OCLR moves up, this one will move up as well. And we get to play half the price, double the shares, same sort of action, double potential, for lack of a better word. So OCLR, 265 breakout, 3+ would be target here. Would imply a move up to that 140 level where they just recently got a 140 cash buyout offer. ASTX, these guys, cash rich, profitable, lots of drugs in the pipeline, closed 2 days now above the 200-day moving average. This is a rule of two setup. We're looking for a move to 210 to 220. Closed on the highs going into the close with a lot of other stocks on Friday, and this one looks coiled for a nice move this week. They will be chasing this stock on a break through $2, hopefully on Monday. CRME, Cardium Pharma, just been decimated over the last 3 months with the market, has been consolidating here over the last month in the 37 to 43 cent level. These guys have, I believe, $1 of cash on the balance sheet. They have a drug that's approved throughout the world, and per the last earnings conference call, they're expected to get a very positive write-up in a European medical journal in June. So we could see news on this any day over the next couple of weeks, and that could see a very nice upside move. We were adding this one in chat, 39 cents on Friday. I would be a buyer, 40 cents and under here. 50-day moving average, first target, 50 to 57, 60 cents would be our target objective here. That's a 40 to 50% potential. Nice risk reward here, especially if we are going to see the market continue higher in the near term. PSUN, Pacific Sun, consolidating between its 20-day exponential and 200-day moving average. News out on Friday, another hedge fund picked up a 5% position in this one. You recall we jumped into this one a couple of weeks ago on the large insider buying that was occurring. This one is consolidating nicely and should see a push back up to the 170s this week. RSI bouncing off the 50 level. Stochastics down to 50 just like it was before that last move, and we should see another bounce back up on this one this week. Very strong support right now at the 50-day moving average at $1.46. PWAV. Been sitting in this one now for about the last week and a half, patiently waiting for a move. 83 cents, the 20-day exponential is the breakout here, and target is the 50-day moving average, 104. I know we've got a downtrend resistance line here, about the 87, 88 cent level. But what we've been seeing on a lot of stocks recently is they break through the 20-day and they go boom to the 50 and 200-day moving average. This one has been holding up very, very well here, and I think with any sort of positive biased market this week, this should be a mover. And, you know, it's been a month. Definitely one I think can do very, very well. Stochastics down in the zone where we like to see these on bottom bouncing plays, and RSI is ticking up. So, again, any sort of positive market this week, I think PWAV could be a very nice mover for us. TSYS continues to consolidate. Very nice news on Friday. $7.5 million Marine Corps contract. You know, this is one of these stocks that it has a lot of value in it, and that's probably its downfall, because traders like to chase garbage that have no earnings, ridiculous market caps, no prospects, and then they ignore stocks like this that are down 50%, have lots of cash, contracts, a legitimate business, etc., etc. I think we saw a bottom on this one on Friday. We should push back up to that 20-day exponential, and then another breakout attempt at $1.50. 175 will be the breakout target when this one finally goes. Last but not least, Zealy Corp. Now, this is going to be one of these charts where we actually have to ignore the chart. Why is that, you say? See this candle right here? Absolutely bogus. And the fact that they let this stand blows my mind. They supposedly opened this stock at $2.15, even though they didn't, but for some reason they allowed the tick to print and be considered a legitimate price. If we did not have this bullshit on the chart, this would be looking fantastic. So imagine this stock closing right now, right here at $1.79 with a white candle, and you'll see why this chart is so bullish in the near term. Now, they did this sort of nonsense back in March where they did the exact same kind of bullshit candle. And then, as you can see, over the next couple of weeks, they ended up running up to that target plus some. So view this BS print that they did on Friday as a signal of where they plan on running this stock over the rest of the month. That's how I'm going to view it. RSI looks great. Stochastics, if we didn't have this ugly candle, would look great. Chart is breaking out nicely. We got to close above the 200-day moving average here. I think this one is locked and loaded for this week. It should be a very nice mover. So we have some very, very nice chart setups going into this week. Again, everything, of course, is going to depend yet again on the Greeks. But even if the election doesn't go the way people expect, there's going to be a truckload of liquidity thrown at this market. And if the last 3 years has shown us anything, it's that liquidity is great for stocks. So that's the view we're going to take going into next week. If you've got any questions, feel free to send me an email, feedback@buysellshort.com or .net. Otherwise, I will see you guys in the chat room Monday morning. And to all you fathers out there, Happy Father's Day. Goodbye.